Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, where we bring you the latest and greatest from the world of motorcycles. Today, we're diving deep into a machine that's been resurrected with a roar, the 2026 Yamaha XT 660. That's right, Yamaha's legendary midsize, thumping single-cylinder dual-sport is making a powerful return, and it's been reimagined for a new generation of riders. Imagine a bike that blends rugged trail capability, torquey engine feel, and enough on-road composure for daily commuting. The 2026 XT 660 is being pitched as exactly that, a true do-it-all dual sport, and in this review, we'll break down what makes it special, how it performs, what it looks like, and whether it's worth your attention. At the heart of the XT 660 is its 660 cubic centimeters single-cylinder, liquid-cooled, four-stroke engine, a bold nod to the classic XT series. This is the same thumper configuration that many riders have praised for its torque-rich delivery. In previous generations, that engine made about 35 kilowatts, around 48 horsepower, and 58 newton-meters of torque. The 2026 version is rumored to stay in a similar territory, preserving that characterful low to mid-range punch. That torque makes it ideal for climbing hills, threading through tight twisties, and doing trail duty because you don't need ultra-high revs to feel strong acceleration. The engine is also expected to be paired with a 5-speed transmission, keeping things simple but practical for mixed terrain. One of the standout elements is how Yamaha seems to balance performance with rider friendliness. The single-cylinder configuration is inherently lightweight compared to twin setups, but still gives a hefty feel under throttle. Riders familiar with the XT 660 platform often talk about a torque legend. You feel that kick low down, and it's not a screaming race engine, but a companion for adventure. On the frame and suspension front, the 2026 XT 660 leans into its dual-sport heritage. Drawing from older XT 660 specs, we expect the front to use telescopic forks and a rear monoshock. There's generous travel to absorb rough ground, but Yamaha hasn't overloaded it with hyper-adjustable race suspension. The philosophy seems to favor robustness over ultra-fine tuning. Brakes follow a straightforward layout. Previous models like the XT 660 are used a single large disc at the front and a single disc at the rear. For a dual sport of this class, that's enough to deliver credible stopping power in mixed conditions without making the bike feel overly complex or heavy in braking hardware. Wheels and tires are also classic dual sport size. Heritage specs tell us that the front wheel is 90/92/1 and the rear one 30/80/17. The tubed rims add to the ruggedness, perfect for trail riding where durability matters. As for weight, older models weighed around 165 kilograms dry. If we assume similar mass for 2026, maybe slightly more with modern electronics, the bike still remains very manageable off-road, and not overly bulky for its class. The fuel tank size in prior XT 660Z versions was 23 liters, giving good range for both commuting and longer trips. That's one of the dual sport's big strengths. You can plan for days of mixed terrain without constantly worrying about the next fill-up. Fuel consumption is historically very respectable. According to Bikes Wiki, the XT 660Z did around 4.2 L/100 km, which is excellent for a midsize machine with good torque. Design-wise, the 2026 XT 660 brings back the rugged, purposeful look that made earlier models beloved. It's not overly flashy. The styling leans into function, a tall dual-sport stance, a high front fender, and a fuel tank that balances capacity with shape for off-road ergonomics. Adding to the concept vision, some sources speculate Yamaha will introduce a modern digital LCD dash, perhaps with multi-function readouts for speed, engine RPM, fuel, and even ride modes. While this comes from concept renderings, it's exactly the sort of modern touch many riders expect in a revived model. Ergonomics are likely to be well thought out. Previous models had a seat height around 865 millimeters. That's not ultra tall for a dual sport, making it accessible for a wide range of riders, while still offering the clearance needed for serious trail riding. One of the most exciting potential upgrades for 2026 is the addition of modern electronics. Though Yamaha hasn't publicly shared a full spec sheet, concept reports suggest features such as adjustable ride modes, traction control to help manage rear-wheel grip, a slipper or assist clutch making downshifting smoother and lighter for rider comfort, LED lighting, and a digital instrument panel, likely with LCD or TFT, giving a clean readout of key data. What's it like on the road and off? Based on the predicted specs and historical behavior of the XT 660, the riding experience is likely to feel familiar to longtime fans, but with a fresh edge. Off-road, the bike's mid-size frame, long suspension travel, and torquey single-cylinder engine make it adept at navigating trails, gravel, and uneven terrain. It's not a race bike, it's a do-it-all trail partner. On-road, in city traffic, the strong low-end torque helps with smooth acceleration even at lower revs. On twisty secondary roads, the lightish weight and flexible engine make for an engaging ride. For highway cruising, the limitation of 5 gears may mean it's not the most relaxed, but acceptable for moderate speeds. Especially considering the fuel efficiency and range. Some reports from earlier XT660 models mention vibration, particularly at higher revs. That's typical for large single-cylinder engines, but many riders say it's part of the charm. The thump is something people buy into. While it's not a plush touring bike, its seat, ergonomics, and potential modern dash make it comfortable enough for long rides. One of the biggest draws of the XT660 lineage has always been its simplicity and reliability. The single-cylinder engine is less complex than multi-cylinder designs, meaning fewer things to go wrong and potentially easier maintenance. Parts availability has been pretty good, especially for a model that's had a broad aftermarket life. On the flip side, some owners warn about specific maintenance areas. For instance, cush drive rubbers are known to wear. Vibrations, as mentioned, might also stress certain components if not maintained well. Given its dual sport roots, the bike is expected to be rugged, built to take abuse off-road and handle daily usage. Its fuel capacity and efficiency make it very practical for commuting or long rides, and the simple design reduces the cost and complexity of owning. Pricing is perhaps the trickiest part, because Yamaha has not publicly confirmed a global MSRP for the 2026 XT660. As of now, what we have are educated guesses based on similar mid-size dual-sport bikes and concept speculations. According to concept coverage, there hasn't been a clear official MSRP. But looking at prior XT660Z models and considering the added modern components, a competitive mid-range price is likely. If I had to project a launch price, I'd place it in the ballpark of $8,000 to $9,000 USD for markets where it's reintroduced, though this could vary significantly by region, taxes, and local pricing strategies. The 2026 XT660 is tailored for adventure riders on a budget, commuters who love character, new or intermediate dual-sport riders, long-distance explorers, and riders with a nostalgic side. No bike is perfect. Some possible drawbacks or trade-offs to watch out for, especially for the 2026 XT660, include vibration, gearbox limitations, suspension tuning, weight, price uncertainty, and parts/dealer availability in some regions. To wrap things up, the 2026 Yamaha XT660 stands as one of the most exciting comebacks in the mid-size dual-sport world. It's not just nostalgia. Yamaha seems to be giving it real purpose and modern relevance. Its torquey 660 cubic centimeters single, rugged yet refined chassis, and likely inclusion of modern electronics make it a compelling pick for a broad audience: commuters, weekend trailblazers, budget adventurers, and anyone who loves the feel and soul of a true dual-sport thumper. While some compromises are part of the package, the overall value proposition, if Yamaha prices it wisely, could be extremely strong. For global Bike Buzz viewers who want a versatile, character-filled, do-it-all bike without breaking the bank on a massive adventure machine, this might be one of the best bets of the year. So, is the 2026 XT660 worth your attention? Absolutely, especially if you're drawn to that classic Yamaha feel, but also want something built for the future. That's all for today's review. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already part of the global Bike Buzz family, and let me know in the comments, would you ride the new XT660? Where would you take it first, city, trail, or cross-country? Ride safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.